Call Haloim Yahweh, by Hashem Hamashak Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, Barakatham. This is your fellow servant Tazawar here with another lesson. First, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praise unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone, whom rule well, and from whom we learn this truth. Shalom to you Akim who are not in GMS, but are pushing likewise doctrine in spirit and in truth with all sincerity. To you few sisters that are listening and learning, as well as you speckled birds that are scattered among the nations, looking like those nations. To the 144,000 elect, and to the rest of the hopeful elect, to you I say Shalom. Salaki that this is part 2, all right, of He Without Faith. Okay, this is part 2 of He Without Faith. So I was speaking on a young Jake that came up to the camp, and basically he was hell bent on, trying to succeed in his by his own deeds, trying to get the kingdom on this side and in the next life, right? He wanted comfort and resources on this side in this life, and then he wanted rulership and perpetuity in the kingdom of heaven. So I addressed that, in part 1. You can go back and watch that. But picking up where we left off in Romans, the first chapter, like I was saying, that young brother didn't have the mutual faith. All right, so he was going on talking about, I don't have what y'all got. I don't have a body in the brotherhood and all of that, the fellowship. But we was trying to impart some wisdom, some knowledge and understanding on the young man. In the heads of the camp, the head of the camp, as well as a couple of the captains, man, they did an excellent job in explaining those things to him. All right. Well, we don't go by captains. I should say elders. All right. That was me speaking as a man, but Romans 1:11, I'm going to start back there, and we're going to go back down to where we left off in the previous lesson. It says, and it reads, "For I long to see you, that I may impart unto you some spiritual gift, to the end ye may be established. That is, that I may be comforted together with you by the mutual faith, both of you and me." So that is one benefit of, the Akim, the brotherhood, is having that mutual faith, man. Being amongst a body that speak the same doctrine, that speak the same things. The scriptures say, it tells us, it say, can two walk together lest they agree, right? Roughly paraphrased. And the answer is nay, no. At some point there'll be a separation. But like I mentioned, this guy was addressed by multiple brothers. All right, you had a couple elders address him, and then the head of the camp. And um, each of them presented him a little bit, a different piece of information that he could have, you know, expounded on. He could have grew it. Those were seeds, man. Those were seeds that were given unto him that he could have, expanded on through study and prayer and self-reflection, right? So, like I said, different avenues, but all leading back to the same talking points, the same gospel. Salakia. Verse 13. Now I would not have you ignorant, brethren, that oftentimes I purposed to come unto you, but was let hitherto, that I might have some fruit among you also, even as among other Gentiles. I am debtor both to the Greeks and to the barbarians, both the wise and the unwise. Right? So, as much as in me, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are in Rome also. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth. Right? I'll read that again. For it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. So the Jew being the three tribes in the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the inhabitants of the land of Judea, and also the Greek, all right, not Grecians, the Greek, those who had those Israelite foreigners who were raised in Greek customs, all right, had Greek citizenship, okay, and were uh, raised in that culture, okay, for therein is the righteousness of power revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. Okay? And we brought that out earlier. But it says, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. And this young man was trying to live by the power of his own might. All right, by his own will, his own sense of righteousness. Okay? And he lacked faith. You could see it just by the conversation. He didn't have patience. He didn't want to wait on the Lord. All right. He didn't understand what times we were in. He didn't understand the purpose for us going through these times of being over here. Although he said he did, I would say nay, because if he understood those things, he would understand that it's foolish to try to, first off, how you going to build something in another man's rulership? How you going to build something in another man's house? Secondly, another man's rulership. Like, we're not sovereign. All right? And the fact that you trying to do all of that in the kingdom that is clearly spiraling downward. It's spiraling downward. Right? And we explained to this young man, this place has to be destroyed. Like, prophecy has to happen. Prophecy has to unfold. The heavenly Father spoke it, and so it must come to pass. So this is why I asked him. I said, okay, let's just say everybody get on one accord and we do everything you say, then what? His response was, well, you tell me. No, you the one said we was lacking something. So everything that you think it happens, then what? I'll tell you what. Boom. Destruction. The bombs are still going to drop. This place is still going to be scorched by nuclear fire. It's going to be wiped off the map, man. Meaning all that labor would have been for nothing, for naught. So he don't have faith. And if you think that we all gonna get on one accord and turn to the east and like we would have done that already. Jake don't have faith. He don't have faith in our people as a whole. You know, I'll say this: put their faith in the wrong thing. Put their faith in the wrong things. That's the main downfall of our people, man. Idolatry, misplaced faith, leads to fucking idolatry. Wanting to be like everybody got, like every other motherfucker. Um, let's grab Galatians chapter 5 and 5. And you see the top, you see the heading. It say walk by the Spirit. Right? Let's just grab this. Galatians 5 and 5. For we through the Spirit wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. All right? That's plain. For we through the Spirit wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. And that's what we have, the hope of righteousness. But we know that we can't receive righteousness in these vile bodies. Right? So the spirit that we're in, the spirit that we were given, all right, from on high, we try to tap into that and abide in that. Because everything that young Jake was talking about was carnal. It had a carnal basis. And you can't do shit in carnality. That's Esau's domain. He's the carnal man. We are supposed to be the righteous man, the spiritual man. Right? That's our title, man. The perfect, the righteous, the saints, the upright, the just. That's us. So anytime you lower your vibration to be on Esau's level and operate in carnality, you're going off. And you're doing yourself a detriment. Because lowering yourself to that vibration and abiding there, it kills your faith. It slowly eats away at it. But we understand that everybody is not called, and everybody's given a different measure of faith, a different measure of spirit. We understand that. But again, we have faith that the 144,000 is already sealed. They're just going to be awakened, activated, all right, wherever they may be. And we doing our part to the best of our ability to push forth that vibration and hasten the day. That's why we constantly speak on the downfall of Babylon the Great. We constantly speak on the return of Hamashiach Yahushai. We constantly speak on the destruction of Esau Edom and the beast system. And this hoe that ride the beast. All right? But knowing that through the Spirit gives us the hope, man. How can we be righteous in these vile, corruptible, unclean bodies? There was only one who could do that, man. There was only one. And it took him a couple tries to get it right. All right. If you can receive that. For those of you who don't know, that's a lesson at a later date. Yahushai, the man that is ignorantly called Jesus, he came in two earlier incarnations. One is Isaac, one is King Solomon. And I'm sure more, but those are the two that the Spirit has given us. And that we can go through the scriptures and point at, through the Spirit. If you can receive it. Okay. Anyway, the point is, this is not our rest, Jake. This is not our rest. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You gonna have to give up something on this side. All right? The followers of Yahushua gave up everything, man. They forsook mother, father, husband, wife, children, all of that to follow him and be at his side. And this is our first love, man. If you blessed enough to have your family be a part of your journey, then you need to send up some heavy, heavy praise, man. Because the Lord said he come to separate, right? He come to put at variance. Father against son, mother against daughter, right? Mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and so on and so forth. We are headed for difficult times, and there's a lot of shit jumping off already in the first month of 2024. So faith is paramount. Faith is paramount. And we shall be saved by faith, man. That's how we justify. We live by faith. We saved by faith. We're justified by faith. Our salvation comes from our faith. That is no small matter. So if you lacking in the spirit, man, hey, fast, pray, send up some prayers, some petitions on the right-hand side. All right? But until then, I pray this lesson finds you well. May the blessing of election be upon your household. All right, until next time, I say shalom.